Hello everyone, Tech1421 here with another Pokemon TCG online gameplay commentary. Today we have another Magmortar Electivire game to showcase for everyone. And look at that starting hand, that is a thing of beauty. We got both Magmar and Electabuzz, so we're going to go ahead and pop those both down on the field. Magmar is going to be the active because Magmortar is going to be kind of the go-to Pokemon. Now I top deck a Fire Energy, which is perfect. And if you don't see it right away, I'll kind of show you why that's perfect. Now I can computer search for a Juniper, and then essentially I can Blacksmith both the Fire Energy onto my Magmar. Next turn, I'm going to double evolve both my Magmortar and my Electivire, and then I'm going to Juniper away everything, and essentially all I really need to hit is a DCE. I play 4 of them in the deck, so it's not out of the question that I'll hit that card, and then I'm going to be hitting for 160 on turn 2. If I have Muscle Band, that's a 180. Turn 2, Magmortar, already powered up, ready to go, and nothing really can deal with that. There's not very many decks in the format that can really deal with that. Now, and my opponent hits Tails 3 times in a row, which is very unfortunate for them. I top deck the Lightning Energy. I'm just going to discard that, and there is the DCE, and I'm hitting for a 180 on turn 2, which is crazy with Twin Bursts. So there is my first prize of the game, and it's going to be pretty hard for my opponent to react to that 180 damage. I bet they probably didn't see that coming. There's not really many people out there that play this deck, and I really like this deck a lot. And if you want more in-depth analysis on the Magmortar Electivire deck, I think either 3 or 4 episodes ago, I covered this deck in great detail and kind of showcased the deck and the main cards, the main attackers, which is Magmortar Electivire. So if you're interested, go check that out, and then maybe come back to this one, or check that one out after this game. This game went pretty smoothly. There was not really anything that went wrong in this game. I was hitting for 180 turn 2 and just kind of got powered up and started setting things up on my bench. So that's really great. Now, I don't have any Fire Energy in the discard pile, so I can't really use my thingamajigger, my Blacksmith, but that's alright. I do get the Mewtwo from the prize. That is 2 prizes in a row. I've gone through 3 turns, taken 2 prizes, and now my opponent puts my Milotic into play, which is kind of interesting. My Milotic is normally used for its ability, but I think this one might be a different one. Maybe not. Maybe it's just the Energy Grace. I didn't really take a good look at it, and I can't really see far from the screen. The screen's kind of tiny for myself, so I can't really see if that's the ability one or not, but I think it is. Could be wrong. But regardless, I'm going to be hitting for 180 next turn as well to knock out that Milotic, and then just kind of stream the 180s from there. So you can kind of see how good this deck could possibly be if it gets off to a good start. There's not really many decks out there that can react this quickly to a deck like this. Now, of course, you got your Lugias out there that can get off to a great start. You have Landorus that can hit for a good amount of damage early on with all those, fighting strong energies and all that stuff. As well as Mewtwo. Obviously, Mewtwo is a big threat, especially since you're putting 4 energy onto your Magmortar, and that's why you have a Mewtwo of your own. You play DC, you play the Muscle Band, so that's kind of a good way to counteract Mewtwo's counteracting your Magmortar. Essentially, they're killing a stage 1, you're killing a stage 2, so you kind of win in that trade, in those aspects. So I like the deck a lot. I like how it runs, and if it gets off to a good start, again, there's not really many decks in the format that can kind of keep up with it. So these 2 gameplays back to back here that I have the kind of the general theme is hitting for 180 consistently and having your opponent not really be able to react to it very well. So that's kind of just the general theme that we're going with. Now my opponent's going to send up the Feebas and it benches the Eevee, puts the Water Energy on there. Eevee, the new Eevee from Furious Fist, has an amazing ability. I love the ability where essentially, I think I'll show it here, maybe not, where you can attach a basic energy and you can evolve into whatever basic energy you attach, you can evolve into that. So I'll send up the the Vaporeon. I top decked it, so I kind of feel a little bit bad about that. But in all honesty, I think I had this game won pretty much, from the get-go. My opponent's not playing that great of a deck, but the general theme is here that there's not really many decks out there that can kind of deal with this. And even if I were to get knocked out, I would have had things on the bench ready to go and ready to come into play and start getting some KOs for myself. So I'm going to possibly use an Ultra Ball. Nope, I'm not. I'm going to just retreat here and see how much damage I can do with Tag Team Spark. I think it's called Tag Team Spark. Is that the name? Yep. And that's 280 damage on that Feebas there. So it's kind of funny. So we get ourselves a tournament ticket, which I have like 100 now. I don't know where all the tournaments went, but they're not showing up for me. But here is game 2, as promised. 2 gameplays in this episode. And again, we're going to go for the heads. We get heads. We go first. You want to go first with this deck. If you don't go first, then you're at a little bit of disadvantage. But you see a grass deck. My opponent's playing a Chestnut, which I have not seen before previous to this game. So again, we get the Magmar. We get the Electabuzz, with an opportunity to get a Magmortar into play next turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Ultra Ball both of the Fire Energies, I believe. That's what I should do at least. Ultra Ball both of the Fire Energies, maybe, possibly. Do I do that? Hopefully I do that, because that's the thing to do. There we go. And then I'm going to get a Magmar, put that on the bench. Attach the DCE to my Magmar, and then I'm going to put up the stadium. And essentially, I have a turn 3 Magmortar ready to go. And I'm looking at the Hawlucha. I'm like, what is Hawlucha going to do to me? So yeah, if we would have gotten a Blacksmith there from my Juniper, then we would have been able to have a turn 2 180 Magmortar again, but unfortunately we don't. So I was looking at my opponent's card here, and they have to have one of two things going. They have to have the DCE in hand, so they have to get that, and then they have to have like some kind of laser to knock me out. So what I'm going to do here is, you'll see me, I'm actually not going to attack here. And the reason for this is because he has an ability which I'd have to put 2 damage counters on myself, and then plus the whatever it's called, the Rocky Helmet. So that would do a total of 40 damage to my Magmortar, which would have knocked me out there from his attack. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to wait until I'm able to knock him out. So I attach the Fire Energy. Now I'm going to Twin Burst for 180. I am going to die here, I believe. Actually, no, I live with 10 HP, so I don't die. Somehow I live, so that's great. Now, you might have seen differently from the previous gameplays that I did, I actually put some switches into the deck, which helps out the deck a lot. And the reason why it helps out is because Magmortar and Electivire have pretty big retreat costs. Even Mewtwo has a good retreat cost too, so right here I'm seeing if there's a way I can possibly save my Magmortar. Basically not give him a prize and still knock him out in the grand scheme of things. So what I could do is I could Skyla for a Startling Megaphone if I wanted to. And that might save me. I don't know Jardigan's abilities, so I might have looked at that earlier and kind of seen what it does. We're going to look at it here. Maybe not. Nope, we're not. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of the Fire Energy and Electabuzz, because you don't really need too many Electabuzzes. Once you have 2 Electivires out and ready to go, there's not really, much else you need. So I'm going to attach the Electric Energy onto my Electivire. I'm going to switch into Electivire, and then I'm going to Tag Team Sparks for 100 damage. Awesome. And that's going to knock him out. It's going to do 80 damage to myself because of the thing on there. But again, the general theme is going to be hitting for that big amount of damage turn after turn. So that is what we're going for here. I'm just going to Tag Team Sparks and get the knockout. and that's going to be game because it doesn't have anything on its bench. So hope you enjoyed both those games. It kind of showcases how good this deck could be and how good it can be if it gets set up early. If it doesn't get set up early, it can run into problems, but hopefully you enjoyed. Leave a like, that'd be greatly appreciated. I'll come out with some more gameplays soon, and I'll see everyone later. Peace.
You did it, Psyduck! Psyduck!